Okay, coming back. Let me know if this sounds any better. When I do this. How about this? Does this still sound fucked up? Or does it sound better? Sounds perfect? Yeah, that's what I thought. I have 2 installations of OBS set up, and one of them is fucked up and one of them is not, from the looks of things. And I inadvertently launched the other one. And so there you have it. Because you can install it via Steam as well as have a local install. That's also why the NDI plugin was not showing up, is because it's in a different directory and the plugins are not there. So we've been streaming with that other version. And that is your problem. I'm not using, I was using Steam OBS. I installed it to check out the OBS 29 beta a little bit last night, and then left that one running. And so we've been streaming off of that one for a little bit. So, okay, that makes way more sense that there would be something fucked up with that. That's a weird, okay. Okay. That makes way more sense. Let me go to the stream and listen to it a little bit. Stream and listen to it a little bit. I got a network error, that's good. Okay. Okay. This makes way more sense now. That's yeah, I didn't notice that until we were already pretty deep in. I was like, oh, this does not appear to be the right install. But we can do the sound test with the sick MT32 versions of these tracks. Wicked child. So this is an external device, external to the Mister, that is hooked up over USB. That's emulating the MT32, the Roland MT32 hardware. It's a Raspberry Pi with a little hat on it. Steve sent one of these over. It's awesome. It's awesome. It feeds the audio right back in. And I've been meaning to check this out for a long time, and it's fucking badass. And so it works with that. I don't know what other X68K games work with that, but what we can do very quickly before we go. Oh, what do we want here? I guess we want... I was always a big chem guy, personally. I believe this is already configured. Oh! Okay. It's crazy. You think back to how DOS used to sound with a sound blaster, you know, because like a lot, I never knew anyone that had an MT32 hookup or any kind of crazy MIDI thing until, you know, the AW32 and AW64 came out and all that other sound fonty kind of stuff started happening. But like even then, music didn't usually sound like this on a PC. It was, yeah, it was insanely expensive for sure. Yes, Yoda. That's. I don't have a mouse hooked up. Sure, I guess. I don't know. Okay, well we can use the joystick to move around a little bit. Whatever happened to this franchise? I mean, Lucas got out of making games, but also, you know, they made like what, like X-Wing Alliance and X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, and they just started kind of making worse versions of this as time went on. You know, X-Wing was good. TIE Fighter came after that, and it was everything they learned while making X-Wing. So TIE Fighter is kind of like, I think TIE Fighter is the high watermark for this, for the Lucas style of, you know, wing commandery Star Wars games. And this game was just incredible. I played through the and they did an expansion and stuff, and it had a cool story. You had a sick tattoo that expanded over the course of the story and all this shit, and just, you know, just and yeah, I played through the campaign multiple times, most notably after I got my wisdom teeth out and was very high on pain drugs for a couple of weeks there. I played through all of TIE Fighter. But yes, the MT32 Pi is incredible. Of course, finding the right Raspberry Pi these days is a nightmare, and that's a big part of why it's hard to get your hands on one these days, because it's just hard to get your hands on a Raspberry Pi. But of course, like, everyone has like 9 different everyone. If you're like me, you've got 3 or 4 Raspberry Pis kicking around somewhere, but it's, you know, it's not usually not the right model for this thing and to work right and all this other stuff. So this game runs good on here too. I often think about replaying this game, but I wonder, I know there's been efforts to do like a source port, try to take the mission files and put them into a more modern engine or something like that. I need to check up and see if how that's coming along before I just kind of dive into playing this game exactly as is again. I'd be curious to see, you know, a newer, cleaner version of it, if that was truly any good. But also, I think this game came out at a time when people had, you know, slightly different levels of tolerance for escort missions and stuff like that. So, you know, you kind of, it's hard to go home again as everything has moved on. And do I not have any energy going to my lasers? Because I sure as shit am out of fucking bullets. This runs quite well here on the Mister. Like, I have not messed with the 486, the PC core, in quite some time. Let's just try one more thing, and then I gotta go. feel like last time I looked at this, it just wasn't. This game can be really hard to run on DOSBox because it runs way too fast there. And if I remember right, okay, no, joystick seems to be working okay. Let's see what we got. If it runs the right speed. Okay, that's right. That's right. It does that. I forgot what it did on the Mister that prevented me from playing it there. That's what it was. I think if I play it with no sound, or maybe let's try a mono. Let's see if we get any closer this time. Nope. Last chance. We're going to try and run it with no sound, which is not cool. Oh, yeah. Some PC speaker sound. Oh, apparently. Oh, okay. My other monitor is disconnected. I was like, what was that? What's going on? Nope. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I believe I tried all of the different memory managers there, but let's just try with Chem real quick, just out of curiosity, just for. But I really do have to go. But I don't think it was a memory manager problem. I think it was just something if I slowed down the emulated CPU, it would launch. Like it was some kind of instability in the core itself, almost. But like I said, if we set this to 56, let's just. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have any, even if it does work, I'm not going to have a lot of time to play it. Yeah.
Round one.
What makes this better than just using DOSBox? I mean, DOSBox Pure is a great piece of software. It's just, I happen to be here right now with this hooked up. And also, this game does not run well in DOSBox either, because it doesn't really behave properly with a lot of the speed settings. Like when you set it to auto speed, it can't deal with that. And so it runs way too fast. And so you have to sit there and really fuck with it to get the speed down to something more reasonable. This runs acceptably. I mean, even with the slower speed, like, this is okay. I ran way too fast on original 486 hardware. I mean, I had a 486 66 and then a DX4 100. Oh, well, it just died anyway. So yeah, anyway, long story short, it is funky on the Mister. One Must Fall. But One Must Fall is also very funky running in DOSBox everywhere I've run it, whether it was on the Steam Deck or anywhere else. So there's just something about the way, because DOSBox tries to auto-detect how fast a game needs to run, and something about One Must Fall, it just chokes on that specifically and runs it way too fast. And so you can sit there and really get into the settings and turn it down, eventually get it where it needs to go to where it's pretty playable. But it's just way more fucking around than I wish that I had to do, especially with DOSBox Pure, which is, if you haven't seen it, DOSBox Pure is a really cool fork of DOSBox that is really well suited to just firing up games and making them go, which is, you know, for DOS stuff or for PC stuff in general, you know, it's another one of those things where you kind of have to know a thing or two about a thing or two to get some of those games running. DOSBox Pure is really good at taking a lot of the guesswork out of some of that stuff for a lot of games, and it's very convenient. So, you know, definitely worth giving that a look. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me here. I hope you have a good weekend. I'll be back next week with the podcast on Tuesday. Went a little extra long here today for, I don't know, for Black Friday, whatever. Yeah. Have a good one. I'll keep screwing around that audio stuff, and I guess it seems like a solved thing now, but it seems like we tracked down what the actual issues was with that. Like just that there was an OBS incompatibility there, but hey, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. See you on Tuesday. Have a good one.